I am truly honored to be here this morning to share my own thoughts on Waterfalls of Paradise. As most of you here will know, tourism is a $1 million industry, and it's considered to be the second fastest growing industry in the world. The Twin Island Republic, we have been heralded for our diverse range of flora and fauna, variety in bird species, to name a few. And whereas this book provides a glimpse of some of that rich flora and fauna, the real undiscovered treasure is the 24 waterfalls that form part of this ecotourism tapestry that we have here in Trinidad and Tobago. One of the perennial cries of tourists visiting the islands, more so Trinidad, is the lack of information on places to visit, things to do. And so this book fills that gap by providing a comprehensive guide that has the potential to give this Twin Island Republic a competitive edge in the marketplace. It is definitely a must-have book for all hoteliers, restaurateurs, tour operators, and other stakeholders who come into direct contact with the tourists. The ecotourist is an adventurer, an explorer. He avoids or she avoids crowded spaces. He wants to be challenged. He wants to conquer nature. He's looking for tourism products at the destination that appeals to his sense of adventure. And what Waterfalls of Paradise does is that it beautifully captures this unique ecotourism offering of the islands in a very user-friendly way. So even though this is done through the lens of the hiker, it appeals to a broad range of stakeholders, including those interested in photography, those interested in just a swim in the river, flora, fauna, the historical context. So in this way, the book has a much wider appeal outside of the primary intended audience. For the locals, it's a case of, hey, where can we go for the next lime? Monday I had a lime at my house, and I had the book, deliberately, strategically located the book, so that anyone that's passing by can pick up the book. So my sister-in-law, she picks it up and she starts to flip through the pages. And she was like, wow, we have all these waterfalls? And when you go through the pages, you realize there's so much yet to be explored. As I would have experienced, it's certainly a must-have for my office, for the center table at home, as the cover draws you to pick up the book. The photography alone is par excellence, as the reader is captivated by stunning views of the flora, the fauna, and waterfalls as you journey through the interior of the islands. In reading some of the reviews, you realize that it is not all geared towards the hiking to the falls, but the whole experience. For example, some comments spoke to the sheer beauty of landscape, while others commented on the quality of the water. I particularly liked on page 20, "What's your character?" That little snippet adds that fun element to the overall experience, which I thought was a nice touch, providing that human element against the backdrop of the natural environment. And then the personal touch. I thought with the insertion of pictures of hikers and the author herself allowed the reader to connect with the book. So it becomes not just a book with pictures and information, but it's a book depicting people experiencing a space. And so it becomes all about the experience. You can actually picture yourself in the water, picture yourself jumping off the top of the falls, wading in the pools. So it allows for that connection and experience with the place. So in closing, I have to say thank you, Anela, for this timely national treasure that is a valuable contribution to the documentation of our history and our natural assets.